Hey, it's Empress Rose. Welcome to our collective reading. Take what works, leave what doesn't. And yeah, thank you so much for the donations, likes, subscribes, all of that. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to get started here with the Dream Weaver's Oracle. Okay. I know it seems like I'm coming to you in the middle of the night, but it's actually morning. It's just this axial tilt situation has me in the dark. All right, so initially we had Let the Fire Dragon Sleep, which is reminded me that it's a little dark looking here, but hey, this is just let sleeping dogs lie. Don't try to stir up trouble. Don't go around confronting, non-confrontational energy. We're going to be clever. We're going to be smart. We're not going to be pushy. There's a time and a place for that. This is card number 2. Card number 1 is time to be pushy. Open the door, kick down that door. This is be a little circumspect, be a little more clever, a little smarter with how you're dealing with things. It's got some sort of 7 of Swords energy as far as like, not necessarily sneaky, but innovative and non-confrontational, avoiding confrontation. Just let something go right now. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And that's the energy. It feels like overall for the reading actually, but we'll see where we go here. Okay, weavers watch the dragon's fly. It's actually let the dragon sleep, and so these two together is very much stay out of conflict. Do not engage in conflict right now. Watch, wait, observe, learn. Yeah, maybe even like learning how to get what you need without the conflict, and by watching how people work, watching how people interact, but don't really engage right now. That's not really what we're doing. We're more observing. And then I think the other thing you can do, the other thing you can do is you're a fly on the wall, and you're watching the dragons sleep and you're watching the dragons fly, but you're not engaging. You're standing back and watching other people have issues, other people have problems, other people engage. You're a fly on the wall right now. Those two together is very clear. And observing, learning, watching something happen, but not getting involved. Don't stick your fingers in the pot. It's giving a little bit of not my circus, not my monkeys. If it is your circus and these are your monkeys, or in this case, if this is your lair and these are your dragons, you're just watching, waiting, and being very clever how you engage. Oh, look at this guy, the Sasquatch. Look. I wore my Sasquatch ring today. It's a mood ring, so apparently I don't think the moods actually correlate directly with the ring, but I do think it's green. It's cool that it's green because I have all green accessories, so it caught the vibe today. So if you hear Sasquatch sigh, this is like not having faith in something, maybe even not having faith that people can work out their problems or figure out, because like you're getting 2 cards here of don't interfere. So that might mean that you would like to interfere or you would like to confront. And this is urging you to take that step back. Or if your natural thing is to not get involved, is like, yeah, you're right. Do not get involved in this. Do not get involved. Observe, learn. A lot of times in conflict, we can learn a lot about how someone deals with something, what their insecurities are, and how to, in a way, like handle them or interact with them and get our needs met through observing how they handle this conflict and this issue. So this is having faith. Have faith. The Sasquatch is sighing and is sad because you don't believe in the magic. I think watching these dragons, ironically, is like, I want to say capitalists in a way. Watching these capitalists is making you feel not like there's no magic. Like this, it's all just money, numbers, all of that. Like those things are really important, but But you might be feeling just sort of like, ugh, where's the magic? It's just all conflict. There's no magic. And you may have lost faith maybe in yourself and in the ability to deal with things, but I think it's really in the magic in the universe. So it's making Sasquatch sad when you don't have faith that people can work their own problems out, or that there's larger forces at work here. There's a bigger plan. So you may be battling a loss of faith here, and feeling very discouraged. And then you have surfing rainbows on the moon. So another really, these two cards are very, this one's like not having faith. This is dream big, dream wild, dream crazy, dream surf rainbows on the moon. Like totally bizarre things can and have and will continue to happen in this world, for better or for worse. Great bizarre things and dumb bizarre things are going to happen. So this is dream big and try to, dream ridiculous. That's what I want to say. This is giving like ridiculous journaling, or quantum journaling, or delusional journaling, where you like journal from your future self 5 years in advance, 10 years in advance, and you write a journal entry of like, oh my God, and so this is really cool that this is happening. I'm excited about this. And it's just like as if something has already happened and you've already arrived where you want to be. And so you're journaling about what that would feel like, not what it would feel like, but as if it's already happened. So that's what this is giving me. And maybe that's why the word like delusional journaling is coming in here, is because you may be like, this will never happen, but I'm going to dream anyway. This was so unlikely. There's a 1% chance that this is going to happen. But you know what? I'm going to dream anyway. I'll put the outfit together, even though it's not going to happen. I'm never going to that event. And I mean, that's my perspective. That's what I do when I get excited about something. So what would I wear to that? What would I wear for that? So just envisioning and dreaming something that just seems so unlikely. And, you know, Sasquatch might be a little bit like, what? Why would you not think that that could happen? You know, life's crazy. We have no idea what's happening, good or bad, you know, what's coming down the pike. I mean, we're trying to get a little peek into it, but still the magic out there and the unexpected and the unknown is so much bigger than these cards can even contain or even have the capacity, because all these cards, when it comes down to it, are made by people who are peopling experience or limiting experience, and maybe definitely tapped into the larger experience, but still just seeing into it through our little peephole, just seeing in through our little keyhole into this universe. It's not even a room. We're in the room. There's a big universe. So these cards can only tap into so much of that. And so yeah, but we are getting a peek. We are getting a peek, but it is just a peek. So leave room. What is that quote? Leave room in your mind for the unimaginable, or leave room in your life, or something like that. Like, yeah, that's what we're getting with this surfing rain. Just fantasize about the best possible things. And, you know, Sasquatch will be a little sad if you don't believe in them, but it's better to fantasize and not believe than to not fantasize at all, right? Imagination is more important than intellect, and that's Einstein, at least, mostly. So, pure nature. So this is an unfolding, irreversible. It always reminds me of some sort of like puberty. Like once we hit that, we can't go back. Can't go back to not having these additional parts of ourselves. Like we've grown, we've blossomed, we've bloomed, and we can't go back. So I want to say that like a loss of some sort of, not a loss, like the concept of virginity, like where once we cross a certain threshold, we're never going to go back to not having crossed that threshold. So that's what pure nature means to me. And I think it also is talking about, it is in your nature to dream, to imagine, to vision. And there's something about just some sort of essential part of who you are. unfolding and becoming enveloped in that. Could even be like clothing. Like, I work with people. I work in the clothing industry. I work with people, and there's this magic there when people put on something that is so them, and they recognize it and they feel that, and it's like they become more of their purest, truest self. Now, and that's the outside. That's like, it's like eating. It's like food that's really delicious that you're like, whoa, what's going on here? It brings in this joy, and it's this essential joy of feeling more yourself. And that's my perspective of clothes and what they mean and what they can mean if we let them and tap into that. So it is like she's putting on this rose. That's just how I'm feeling when I'm looking at this. Is it feels very much like someone putting on a rose, trying this on, and now they can't go back to who they were or who they thought they were before they put this on. And they understand, oh, this is tapping into a part of myself I've never tapped into before. This is who I am. This is my pure, true nature. So something about that. All right, Urban Crow Oracle, moving on, layering in some more aspects to this story. I'm going to pull a couple this way, and then we'll also use this for our modifier with the tarot. You are never going to guess what tarot deck I picked today. All right. One card here, influence. It's so juxtaposed to this one. Pure nature versus influence. And there is a purity here. There's I want to say a distilled purity of something like I want to say like essential oils, or like something very essential or very pure or very, what is it? Everclear? Potent. The potency of purity. And then here's the defiled part of it, or the inclusions maybe in the diamond. Although I love inclusions, and I love them. And it's so weird because in emeralds it's called the jardin, the garden, and all those inclusions are meant to be in there to create this sort of beautiful garden aspect. And then the diamond, it's like, oh no inclusions in there. It's very strange situational situation. But anyway, the power of purity, of the essential, the essence of something, the essential nature of something, and how powerful that is. And then here we have some sort of defilement or inclusion or influence in that. And hopefully it's someone influencing you to feel for the better, but this doesn't look like it. This feels like maybe someone could be influencing. It's like, what's reminding me of here with the surfing rainbows on the moon, the pure nature, and then this influence, like it's just so jarring. Like we're in this like sort of imagining our best self, imagining our purest self, our essential self, and what that, how that could soar and how that could, and then here we have this influence. And what this influence reminds me of is when you have an idea, or I see this sometimes where someone puts on a dress or something, and they're just like, oh my God, I didn't know I could look like this. I feel so beautiful. I feel so amazing. And there's like a twirl and something that happens where they're just like, and it's all involuntary, and you can see the transformation. And then here comes somebody else, their significant other or whatever. They're not paying any attention to the way this person's energy has shifted, to any of that. They're not paying attention to that. They're just like, it's different than what they expect. They want this person to be the same person they were yesterday, because if they were to change, if they were to shift, if they were to reveal more of their pure nature, then what would that mean for the relationship? And so it can trigger insecurities. It can trigger a need to control. Oh no, you're too free. You're too excited. And so they can be like, meh, I don't like it. Oh gosh. Sometimes it's important to get that outside feedback and information, but it's so interesting how someone can look and feel just absolutely themselves, and then someone else that means someone to them can come in and be like, Oh, I don't like it. Ugh, that color. I hate that color. And it has nothing to do with this person and the experience. It's a transformative experience they're having. It has to do with this person's need to control and this person's need to stuff you back into the box that works for them. And there may not even be any real like issue with that or any real, it may not even be actually threatening to your relationship. What's threatening is someone saying, I don't want you to grow. I don't want you to change, and I don't want you to look and feel so empowered and beautiful. So oftentimes that doesn't happen. It's there's someone there that's like, oh my God, it's you, it's this person I love. But then there's this other influence. So then it kind of kills your joy and desire too. When someone is here saying, then it can kind of kill the moment and your connection to yourself and your connection to this alive and awakened self, which is what I'm seeing here as an alive and awakened self. You may be wondering what's influenced you this whole time. So it does feel like outside influence. It does feel like some negativity that someone else may bring into some sort of joyous situation that you're experiencing, or some sort of highly imaginative, creative vibe that you're experiencing. Somebody else will be like, maybe not. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. I feel like intellectually there could be like a bunch of different ways to interpret that, but feeling wise, I just felt this ick. Like, why you gotta do that in the middle of this? Like, why you gotta take a shit in the middle of the sidewalk, right? We're all having a nice day, a nice little Sunday walk, and then here comes somebody like really fucking up the vibe. So I feel like that's a little bit. And then these dragons with this non-confrontation. Just watch this person, observe this person, take notes, but don't really engage or overtly challenge them. So. And sometimes people do this influence stuff like accidentally, and they love you, they adore you. It's just shocking for them to see you emerge in this other way. And so I would be, I guess, really protective of any sort of threshold moments that you're having, or new things that are new to you that other people may not understand, especially the people closest to you for some reason, like, may not really get. I would just be a little protective. Don't really put it in people's faces. Okay, so for the bottom row here, we're gonna do, wow, that went on a long time. That's right. Okay, so in your environment, you have mimicry. Maybe someone who's trying to copy you, maybe someone who's making fun of you, like mocking you. I'm getting mockingbird vibes, or someone that's like trying to sound like the real thing, but they're not. Sometimes that happens too, where people are like, oh, I can do the same thing as you can do, and they can't. Or they are pretending to be you. They're telling maybe even some kind of someone pretending to be you, an imposter, right? We all have imposter syndrome to some extent, and those that don't scare me sometimes, but there could be some sort of imposter in your environment that's pretending to be something they're not, and just saying the right words but not doing the right things, looking the right way but not being the right way. So mimicking, there's someone here that's trying to mimic someone else, and maybe this is the influence too. Maybe someone treated them poorly when they had breakthroughs or thresholds, and so they're just repeating what they learned. It's so hard to tell if people are just repeating what they learned, or if they are actually like, that's who they are. Like someone who was raised by a narcissist may have similar traits, even though that's not who they are. It just seems normal to them that you would interact with people like that, and that can be difficult to tell the difference between someone who's genuinely dyed in the wool, narcissistic, and these are their ideas of how you interact with people. So your to-do list is to soar. I love it. It's like, okay, just this influence, this conflict, whatever that may be influencing, rising above it, transcending that. And then possible outcome is teamwork, dealing with some sort of threat or some sort of issue, but dealing with it together. Okay, now we're going to move on to the tarot already. And guess what tarot I picked? I picked the old standby Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. So it's been a long time since I learned on this deck, as everyone I think should, but it's also got these sort of informative ideas that I don't find in other decks. So there's a couple key clues and consistencies in this deck that can really help. So underlying something you've had a lot of faith in, you've been waiting for, you've been watching for, right? And you have, in fact, maybe lost faith, right? Because we're struggling with the Sasquatch, to believe in the impossible, to believe in the unlikely, to believe in the psychic, because Sasquatches are, I mean, psychic, energetic beings. Real, but psychic, energetic beings. And so maybe even not struggling to believe in psychic connection, or struggling to believe in intuition or something like that. But anyway, this is something that in the past or underlying you've had a lot of faith in. You've been looking towards this. You've been watching towards this. You've been waiting for this. And this has to do with some kind of faith and some sort of future event that you have felt, at times at least, very confident in. All right. Past, present, inner landscape. What's the issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Okay. In the recent past, there's been maybe some illness, Four of Swords, illness, a break, a nap, something that you had a lot of faith in, but then you took a break from. Oh my God, the wands here are, woo, holy moly. We've got 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and 10 of Wands. This is, yeah, we started at 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10. 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh. It's like you're skipping some steps here. Jumping someplace. I hope that's not just wishful thinking, but jumping, a big leap forward is what this represents to me with the 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Big leap forward. So anyway, something you've had faith in. You've maybe taken a break or taken some time out. Maybe you were sick. Maybe you, something ended and you recalibrated. Like maybe you were moving forward with something. Maybe you took a semester off of school or something like that. That's what this is giving me, is like you were doing something and then you stopped doing that thing and maybe rested and recalibrated. So that's in the past. So that's telling me that we might be moving out of something that you really thought and believed was going to happen, but then it didn't. And that's essentially what the 4 of Swords is that the story behind this one is that this guy built his coffin before he went off to war so that his parents wouldn't have to do it, and he was like, okay, I'm probably going to die. So let's take like, oh, this is probably going to happen, so I'm going to prepare for this, right? Like I was talking about earlier. I'm going to prepare for this because this is what's probably going to happen. Anyway, that thing doesn't happen, good or bad. The thing doesn't happen, and he goes and he lays down on sort of this vision, and for him this was like an end of life vision, but he rests and lays down on that vision and then just sits on it for a while. Okay, that didn't happen. Like I thought for sure that was going to happen. I prepared for this to happen. And I'm saying like good or bad, you prepared for something to happen and then it didn't. And so now we're going to recalibrate. Okay, well, I didn't die. So now I have the rest of my life to live. So now what do I do? Like, I think a lot of younger people think that they're going to die young because it's a lot easier to think that than it is to think that you're going to have to like prepare for retirement. And I remember a moment like this where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to live till I'm 85, not 25. I'm going to have to, oh no, well, now what do I do? Like, I'm going to have to prepare to live that long, which, you know, it just seemed unlikely at the time. And then it was like, no, I am making it. I am surviving. I am somehow moving forward with my life. Oh, shit. That's a long time. I'm going to have to take care of my body. I'm going to have to take care of my finances. I'm going to have to. So it was this whole recalibration moment. And that's sort of what I'm seeing is something that you thought was going to happen, didn't happen. Taking a break from it. Okay, well, that's not going to happen. So I'm just not going to. I got to take a break from that and recalibrate for what happens now. So now we go from 3 of Wands to 4 of Wands. Congratulations. You have graduated. You are graduating. You are, there's a renewed commitment perhaps. This could be like after a break, a renewed commitment to something. The 4 of Wands does have commitment vibes. And so we go from 4 of Swords to 4 of Wands. It does have commitment vibes. It's like, I am committed to this process. I am committed to, like my example of like, I am committed to, being able to retire safely, being able to take care of my body throughout this whole process so that when I'm 85, I'm as healthy as chance and life and everything allowed me to be. So that commitment to the future. So it's like, okay, I took a break. And I feel like it's a recommitment. Maybe even, I want to say renewed vows, but I don't really see that as part of a relationship. Maybe it is part of a relationship, but this sort of renewed vow idea or this renewed interest or this renewed commitment where, okay, we took a break from this situation, but now we're moving forward. I worked on this for a while, took a break, and now I'm going to work on it again. Or now, it is a renewal situation here, but with the cards on the table. It's something you had faith in, but maybe took a break from, something on the back burner for a bit while you kind of recalibrated other parts of your life or rethought the process or rethought the expected did not happen. So now what? So you're recommitting to some sort of process. Okay. We're going to do this. And it's kind of a public recommitment. It is an event. That's what I want to say. There's an event. And it could be a celebratory event. Oh, yeah, this is why I picked this deck, because it has this concept of what's an event and what's sort of enmeshed in life. And this is an event that is celebratory. It is a celebration. It is a party. And it does sort of represent some sort of commitment or renewal or something like that. Okay. What's you may feel very conflicted about this in your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. You could be worried about conflict. Well, here we have conflict right here. You're watching it. I don't know how this relates to, it's like we started here and then we went back over here and now we're back over in this conflict. So you're thinking about conflict and you're thinking about maybe even competition. You're thinking about strife. You're thinking about you could be thinking about competition. This is saying don't do anything about the competition. Just let it roll and just watch. And maybe it is like watch your competition. If you're in a competitive field, you may want to observe what are other people doing? What are my competitors doing? How can I do that but better? I mean, that's just the nature of business and a lot of things is how can I do what they're doing but better? Or how can I do what they're doing but in my way? So, which is being competitive, bringing your special sauce to something. So you're maybe looking at the competition. You might be worried about the competition over here with this mimicry. That could be competition. Someone else looking at you, watching what you're doing and wanting to do it better or wanting to add their own spin or their special sauce to it. So, and you may be really conflicted internally. Like externally, you may be making a commitment to something, to moving forward with something, but internally, you may be very conflicted and like, should I be doing this? Which way should I be doing this? A bunch of options and maybe not, maybe they all kind of conflict. Could be time conflicts, could be which way to go conflicts. I want to say there's a little bit of anarchy here. There's some anarchy. You have some internal anarchy. Like there's not like in our 9 of Wands, we have all the wands heading in the same, or in the 8 of Wands, we have all the wands heading in the same direction, moving together, focused. So this could be some sort of unfocused energy here within you. So you're committed, but also like, what's happening? What do I really want? Oh no, I'm going in this direction for sure. but I'm not sure I really want that. I'm not sure this is the right way to go. I'm not sure that what I'm doing here, there could be just some inner conflict going on. I don't know what the right way to go is. I don't know what the right method is to use in this situation, right? Because this represents to me a bunch of people with different goals and different tools to get to those goals. So there's kind of just mayhem. We've got 5 different goals, 5 different tools for getting to those goals. And then each one of these picked a stick and like, what do we it's just kind of a mess, maybe in your mind, or maybe you're worried about a mess out there, but it does seem like there's some sort of inner conflict here. You're not really clear. You're not heading all in the same direction. There's a lot of different directioning going on inside you. A little bit chaotic in the mind, I think. And then we have, what's at issue here is this 9 of Wands in reverse. So it's like, a situation is coming to an end, and we see that. A situation is coming to an end. Maybe even this inner conflict is coming to an end. It's gone on for way too long. It is a situation that is coming to an end. And maybe even making this commitment or attending this celebration or something actually helps you put this inner conflict to rest. Or like, okay. And there's a sense of resignation here of like, oh my gosh, this is going on for too long. But it feels to me in the reverse that something that's gone on for too long is closing out. It's coming to an end, because we also then we go from the 9 to the 10. So some maybe inner conflict coming to an end, because it is Wands. It's the psyche. It's the inner. It's the energy. It's the creativity, and maybe a time of lacking creativity, like you did something, you took a break from it, you're recommitting to it, you're not quite sure which way to go, but that creative energy is coming back, the inspiration is coming back, I think in part due to the commitment to move forward with this. So that can create sort of like your ideas and your inspiration can be like, okay, is it safe to come out? Or are we going to be heard? Are we going to be listened to? Are we going to be shut down? Are we going to be put back in the closet? What's happening here? So it's almost like this commitment can kind of soothe the warring factions or the competing interests in your mind. So maybe even it's just one of these interests. Maybe you've got like 5 competing interests going on in your life, and one of them starts to like settle out. And I want to say we have so many wands here. So spiritual, creative, intuitive vibes here. And then the surfing rainbows on the moon card here, it seems to be connected to that creativity. So maybe you have a bunch of ideas and one of them's kind of settling down, being figured out. So in your environment, you have mimicry. You could have someone mimicking you. If you're an artist, you could have another artist mimicking you, stealing your signature style or something like that. And then we have a big no. Something sounds like a big no, maybe. 2 of Swords, no. Not looking, not seeing. It's a situation, though. Like, there might be a yes later on, but in your environment, you're getting a no. And it looks like something's not moving forward. It looks like a certain situation. It looks like a no. Something looks like a no, but there is a situational aspect to it in your environment. It's situational. So it's a blocked. Oh, they know better. They know better. But it's a blocked energy. It's a no. And it's maybe a conversation. Someone is blocking because they can't handle talking about something. Like, look, these swords just look way too heavy for her. I do not believe for a second that this person sitting here could actually wield these massive swords. So instead, they're frozen in place. They don't actually have the strength or the skill level to talk about, or even sort through and think about. So they're sort of just stopped. So there's some sort of stopped, frozen situation in your life, and it might have to do with maybe they're mimicking strength. Maybe someone here is trying to be strong, or the situation's trying to be strong and really dominant, or there's a refusal, but it's not a, I mean, I want to be careful with this, right? Respect boundaries and all that, but it's not a refusal. It just looks like a refusal, or it looks like a no in your environment, not moving forward. No. But it could be that someone, it does not have the capacity, or the situation is not able to be handled right now. So there's a big no. And we have that a little bit here with these dragons, like, don't just stay out of something else. It's not what it looks like. That's what I'm seeing. There's some sort of no or some sort of blockage, but it's not what it looks like. And I don't know that you'll know what it looks like. So your to-do list, rising above, and that's exactly this 10 of Wands. Coming to the end of an energetic journey, of a burden that you've been carrying, of some feelings that you've had, coming to the end of that, it's time to put those down. Again, we have a situation card. There's a lot here. There are 4 cards that are very specific to certain situations. It's a situation, not an overall vibe. Your overall vibe is faith in the future. Things will work out. But your current, but this is a situation here that is current, and you're rising above it. It's time to, like, this is like, hey, this situation has gone on for way too long and we're tired and we're exhausted. Reversing it, the situation is starting to move forward, is starting to come to an end. And then here we have you soaring, and here it is, it's time to put the burden down. Stop being what this situation expects you to. The situation is now that it's time to put it down. It's time to set it down. So you are unburdening yourself, and it's going to lighten you up. So maybe you're dropping a project, or you're ending something, like something finally comes to an end, comes to a close. Like, okay, that's over. That problem or that project or that situation is over, because you have a lot of competing things going on in your mind. One of them comes to a close, and you're able to put that burden down. You're able to put that to the side. Done. Check it off your big to-do list, and you're going to feel a lot lighter after you do. So I'm not sure there's like a no here or a not moving forward here, and you're like, okay, well, moving on to other things then. It's like you already took a pause here, and it could be because it's completed, or because you no longer feel that you can complete it right now. But I'm going to say that blocked situation is not real. It's not true. Someone's saying no, and they absolutely do not mean it in any way. And that sounds scary. Like, don't be blowing past other people's boundaries. But maybe this is something that you just need to keep in mind. And it's not about sex or anything like that. It's not about, oh, they said no, but they really meant yes, so I'm just going to continue on with that. It's like there's something else going on, and maybe this person isn't speaking to you, or isn't talking to you, or has blocked you, but it's not about what it looks like something it's not. So don't worry about it. This is my don't worry about it card, and lighten up and just move on easily, peaceably. Like, this situation, don't worry about it. And we've got, like, don't worry about it over here. Like, don't worry about it. This is the don't worry about it card. It's time to stop worrying about it. It's time to put this burden down, stop worrying about it, and rise up and move forward. Lighten your load. It's time to lighten your load, and don't worry about a situation where it's blocked, or someone's not talking, or someone's not sharing something. Like, okay, that will all unfold the way it needs to unfold. This is, don't meddle, don't get involved in this conflict. And maybe you're worried that there is conflict here, and there's not. It just looks like it, I guess. That's what I'm seeing. And then we have this teamwork card mixed with Ace of Cups. So you're joining a new team. I want to say A team. The A team, the Ace team. I love it when a plan comes together. It is like this group. You're joining a new team, or a new group. There's an emotional aspect because it's Ace of Cups, so it's a new beginning. It could be like a support group. Maybe some of you are going to be joining a support group of some kind, and to deal with a demon in their midst, to deal with, to be stronger together. So it is new. I think there's some exuberance here. And I think that there's this dealing with something together, or working towards common goals together. So it looks really beautiful, this teamwork. Yeah, so you have this like Four of Wands, this commitment. You're gonna stop worrying about something. Something's a no. I don't know. Maybe it's like when you get test results back and they're like it's negative, but that's not in an emotional way, just in a factual way. And that's what this looks like to me. Like it's a negative. It's negative. It sounds bad, but it's actually really good when you get a negative test result, right? So it sounds negative, but it's really good. You won't have to worry about that anymore. And then so now you're joining some sort of group or something, and rising up, and you're lightening your load here, not worrying about something anymore, and a new beginning and people you're going to be working with. I really love that. And it could be, yeah, a support group. It could be, it reminds me of like theater. You've got your, if you're doing a production, you've got your people for the next couple months. A lot of growth, refreshing. Oh, and then we're doing auspicious symbols. I'm just going to grab a card now. Sage, a cleansing process is now underway. Time to clear out and renew. I swear I get this card literally half the time I use this deck. Time to clear out and renew. Yeah, clear out, put your burden down, drop it off at the donation center, and you're going to be a lot lighter for that. It's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really good to drop your old clothes off at the donation center. A lot of clothes coming in here, I guess. So renew, getting rid of the old, clear out the old, and bring in the new energy, new vibes. Again, we've got this like fire, wands, imagination energy, or ethereal energy coming in, and also spiritual practices, because these wands are spirituality, creativity, and intuition, inspiration. So flushing out the old, bringing in the new. Yeah, it is like a toilet. We're gonna growing up, we had a little plaque by the toilet, and it had one of those, like, there was a certain style of cutesy kitschy art of children with big heads, and it said, do your best and flush the rest. And that's sort of what I'm seeing. You're flushing the rest, and then when we flush, the new water comes in from the holding tank. It's been ready, waiting to come in. I don't know why I'm getting this flushing metaphor, but you're done. You flushed. It's done. It's over. And yeah, a bunch of fresh water comes into your bowl now. This is your toilet bowl, I guess, and a bunch of fresh water is coming into it. So that's what the sage is reminding me of, is flushing something out. Oh, and then actually, what am I doing? Divine Feather. All right, let's pick one. Okay, 2. Fine. Be that way. Pheasant, time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. The wands, creation, that the energy, the electricity, the fire energy, and then connection, this teamwork. The time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. So working with other people, it could just be one other person, but you're co-creating with someone, and it's a new project or a new thing. It's pretty cool. So, and then we have Finch. New opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. All right. Focusing your attention on creation, connection, and new opportunities come in this Finch here. And you can claim them. That's beautiful. All right. Well, I hope all goes well this week. I'm sending you all lots of love. Thank you so much for the love you send back to me. I appreciate it. I feel it. Have a great week.